Hi parents, how are you? I just wanted to get on here because when I started to do progress reports, I was a little concerned because some of the stuff I'm going to get my grades from, even if we do go back to school full time, we're still going to use these apps and they're still going to be required to work on them on Wednesdays. And they also, I'll be getting grades from that, and you don't want your child to end up with a zero. So I'm going to show you these apps on my phone and just go through some things that your child will be graded on. There are some things that I really would like to get grades from, but I was a little weary about getting grades from because a lot of the kids haven't completed it. So, first of all, when you first log into ClassLinks, you have this right here. This is what you see. You have a whole bunch of apps, right? And let me see if I can fix this camera to turn around. No, I can't. So I'll just do this. So you have a whole bunch of apps, right? Well, Schoology is where you go to find my classroom. So when we log into Schoology, which is right here, you log into Schoology, you should not be clicking anywhere else. I have people clicking all around here. They do different things. You should go here. This is where you should go every time. And you go into the homeroom folder right here, Google Classroom, every time. And here's the classroom. I don't know why we forget to do that, but we have. And you go to weekly assignments. And if that won't pull up fast enough, you go here and you go to whatever day you need to go to. Here's Monday. Here's, scroll down to the next day is Tuesday. And then you have Wednesday. And then you have Thursday. And then you have Friday. That is all your child should be doing the whole time. Well, Friday, I started giving the AR test, if you see it. The AR test and the quiz number. And that kind of helps them know the quizzes to take on. And I also will be doing a meet the author. So whatever we're doing, we're going to meet the author. And this is probably going to go on Monday's video, because we'll have a new author tomorrow. But Epic is another place that we go to read a book, more books about Michelle Knudsen, then take AR tests on the books you read. So I assigned that for Epic. So here's my Epic. And if you click on it, it takes you there. I'm going to go to my account. And your child won't sign in like this. So here's my account. I can see the books your children read. So this tells me, if you see it, who's read books, 3 books in 18 minutes, 4 books in 16 minutes, and these are just some of the kids, and that just says how they are reading. I can go to their daily reading, and it tells me how long they stayed on the computer. Do you see that? How long were they on this app? So I can give them a grade for that. And if it's on there, they need to have read. And you don't know whose name it is because they're kind of covered up. And so this is important to me. I also can go to assignments. And if I clicked on assignments, if you look right there, I can see who done the assignment, who done the quizzes, what they made on the quizzes. And I'm going to use those for grades. So make sure your child, if Epic is on the Google Classroom, they need to go there and do what they need to do. All right, this is ClassWorks. And ClassWorks is on this page. Okay? And it's right here, it's blue. So your child clicks on it, and your child's is not going to look anything like mine. This is just mine. And I can go to individual learning, and I can pull up everybody in the whole school if I wanted to. And I can tell, if you look right here, you can tell when they logged in. You can tell what they made. You can tell everything about it, what they made on what. And this is the whole school, but I have to go to my class, and I would pull up my class, and I can tell, and I can use that for a grade. And there's so many people that have not logged in. All right, so that's ClassWorks. Also, Reading Horizon. So I can click on Reading Horizons, and I can go in my Reading Horizons. So I click in mine, and I log in. And I can tell who's done what, when they logged in last. That's the important part. I can also click up here on messages, and then if they failed, I reassign it. I can tell what lesson your child's on. Who's been on the computer? When's the last time they've been on the computer? If they've ever been on the computer. The other one is Zearn. And Zearn is just a report. And I have to go to Zearn, so let me put it up here. So I type in go Zearn. I mean Zearn.org. And if you look at Zearn, oh, I don't log in with Clever. Wrong answer. Okay, log in with sign in with Google. Here it is. Here's mine. And Zearn, I go to reports and the progress, and I can see where your child is. I can see if they've done the assignments I told them. I can see how many badges they've earned. If they're not on lesson 8, they need to be on lesson 8. If they're past lesson 8, they need to stop. Because that's where we are. It goes right along with our math. So here's Zearn. Another good thing that we use just to reinforce our math. All right, so now we're back in our page. I told you Reading Horizons. So let's go back to another slide. Let's go back to 3. All right, and math, that quiz. Okay, here's that quiz. When I log in, let me put my login in. This is where we get a lot of our math stuff. And if you look at it, I'm logging in. I can go to see grades, and I don't want you to see people's names. So I can go and I can see who has done them and who has not done them. And I think it's important that I take the average and I put it in my book. Okay? So you need to check on your child. Make sure they're doing the work. Make sure they're doing what they're supposed to be doing. All right. The other one I wanted to show you was this ReadWorks. Oh my goodness. This is, you go to student login, but I'm not going to go there. This is mine. And so assignments in progress. What's happening is these are the current assignments. I've had 4 out of 18 kids do this. But if I click on it, it tells me who's done it and how much they've done in it. But I want to show you a future assignment. So here's a future assignment. Nobody's done it, of course. But I'm going to show you from a student's view. Okay? So let's go to the student's view. And this is what the students see. So they see this, watch the tennis balls. And here's the book of knowledge. So they need to click. Up here, there are different things. Passage, book of knowledge. And that please write 2 things you learned from the article that you want to remember. After you do that, there's this submit button. So you read the passage or you listen to it, and then it's book of knowledge. So anytime you have tabs, click on all of them. I'm going to find another one. Let me just do 2nd grade, and I'll do political parties, okay? Look up here. Your child sees this. So they have a passage. They have a step reads, which reads it to them. So they click here. It reads it to them. Step reads it to them, or they can read it at the bottom if they're capable of reading it. And a question set. And if you see right here, it says, what is a political party? It reads it to them. It will read it to them.
What is a political party?
And then here's the answers.
A group of people who work together to celebrate politics.
And this kind of helps them. So they can go back to the passage and listen to it. Every time. They're not going through the steps. Is what's not happening. But I can get grades from here. After they take the questions, I can grade it. So they need to be very careful. And of course, we're going to go over that. But if your child's at home on Wednesday, they don't know that. So they need to be able to click through that. We will be doing these at school a lot. This just helps with reading comprehension. So that is a main thing we will be using for grades. So we went over Epic. Okay, learning.com is another thing you see on Wednesdays. And it's not going to pull up today for me, of course not. But it's something they have to do. We have to keep up with it. So when they're at home on Wednesdays, I need them to do learning.com. And of course it's spinning. And Seesaw is another one. They build their own journal. So I love it because they all have a journal. And Chloe did a good job on this. So you can go ahead and look at Chloe's. But I get everybody's journal. I can click on a kid's journal and there is everything they've done. Every kid. And it tells me how many. Right now I have 623 items in the class journals. I can go through and grade them. Okay? And I am going to take grades from here. I can't take grades if we're not doing it, okay? If we're not doing it, I can't grade it. And I need to be able to grade your work. And they're going to get zeros. And this is second grade, you know, big. And Renaissance is another place. That's where they go take all their AR tests. Okay? So mine doesn't look like theirs at all. It just shows everything. But when they go in, they need to take the test. They need to hit the orange button, take the test. All right. So I've went through everything that we use, I think. So they need to be doing Renaissance, classwork. Schoology is only used unless you see the S little button on there on the day. They don't go and surf around Schoology, okay? Learning.com is something we use. Reading Horizons, Zern, Seesaw, Epic. Those are the things your children need to be in, okay? At all times. All the time. Now, I'm going to click out of here. I'm going to click out of Seesaw. And I'm going to go to... So, tomorrow, they're going to get... If you look, tomorrow they get a new Apple Library Alert. So if I click there, here is the Apple Library Alert. And if you notice, they have quiz numbers. So they listen to the book and they go take the AR quiz in Renaissance. And I'm going to do more and more of these libraries. Your children's reading comprehension, listening comprehension is so important. Okay? That's why in Epic there are books they have to read. In Epic, there's also books they can just listen to. So this is important. This is about apples because of Johnny Appleseed's birthday. So let's go back to Monday's slide, which is 3. They'll have a math quiz. They have Seesaw to go to. They have ReadWorks to go to. They have their reading lesson, which is Reading Horizons, and they have a math lesson. Over here it says, if done with work, apps to use. No more than 30 minutes in each. Here are 3 they can go to. Renaissance is where they're going to take their AR tests. Learning.com, Classworks, Reading Horizons, Epic. They can work in those. I've assigned books in those. It's all based on reading. And the more your child reads, the better they're going to be. Another thing is this. This was Tuesday, Zern Math. And I also have this fall thing. So I have a fall, and it's in Schoology. It took you straight there. And you go there, and here it is. Let's learn about fall. So you do each of the slides. Do not submit this until you are finished with every slide. And that's going to take a while. And if you look at this slide, there are books on here. And you can go to Epic. You can go, they're all on here. After they read them, go look and see if they're on there. There's Turkey Trouble. The more your children read, the better off we're all going to be. Okay? So I want them reading. I want them knowing things. This is just informative about Veterans Day that's going to happen this fall. Fall review. Then they have a PDF to do. Hello, fall review. And they're going to open it with Cami. And they're going to write in the fall animals, and they're going to turn it in. It's not hard. So they have things to do. And you just click around the room. And that's all they have to do. And this one has if I were a soldier. Here we go. If I were a soldier, I'd what? And you can make a copy. Yes. And send it to me. All right. All right. If I were a soldier, some of them have stuff. Like here's one. Open with Cami. Most of them have something you can work out of. Okay? If the paper's up there, do it. Yes. Here's one right here. Grateful plate. A person I'm thankful for. Every time. Got it? So this is so important that you click. Write about pumpkins. Write about, they all have something to do. That's why I gave you until October 13th to finish it. Okay? So make sure it's finished. Make sure that you do things on the page. They all have something to do. Click on it. Let them watch it. You can do one a day. All right? The other thing, so that's fall. And we're still in our Google Classroom. And so that's the fall. And it will be there every day. Make sure you're doing what's on there. Wednesday is the day that I've asked you to spend 45 minutes in learning.com, 30 minutes classwork, 30 minutes Reading Horizons, 30 minutes Zern, one book out of Epic, AR test. Please do this on Wednesday. You're not at school. I'm monitoring it. If you're not getting on, I'm going to give you a 0 for participation grade. It's got to be done. Your child should be able to go in to these classrooms and do it by now because we do it at school every day. Thursday was just the same thing. And Friday, we've already went through Friday. So, please make sure they're only doing what's on the slide, okay? If they want to click through it, they can. Here's a little center room. They can still click there. We haven't used this room yet. We probably won't unless we go to all virtual, and then we'll use this for sure. The other one is, this is Jeannie B. Jones' room. They can read these books and go take quizzes. They just have to listen to them. And here's another. There's the Apple room. 13 is Tommy DePablo. Here's some books by him that we will be reading. Here's another library. These are books they can read on their own. So, reading is so important, and the more they read, the more they'll know. Math manipulatives, and here is the build room. And I can't add more rooms until we start using this, okay? So, follow the day. Follow how it goes. Tomorrow I've already showed you the lesson, what it looks like, okay? If your child's at school, we will be doing some of this at school. So don't worry about it. So I want you to, the last two are for virtual kids. We will do those at schools completely. But when your child gets home, they may still have to do reworks or Seesaw or the math quiz, or they can read the library. They still have things to do when they get home. They still have homework. They don't do everything at school. All right? So, have a good day. So I hope you understand it. And I know it's crazy, but we're still going to work in those apps. Even if we're all coming back to school, we're still going to work in those apps. So please, 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 your children know how to get on there. Make sure they're doing it. Check their work. Check it. Check to make sure they're doing it correctly. That's okay. They're only going to learn if we teach them and we work together. Thank you.